Right, well that's the basic drawing done. Very simple, very quick, very sketchy. Now we move on and start masking. We'll be using a toothbrush and a little bit of masking fluid. And what we do is dip it in like that, bang off the excess, and these are basically the sky holes in the mass of leaves, and very, very rapid, surefire way of getting them. So that's the first bit. I put that away and I go on to use a colour shaper. Stick with a piece of rubber on the end. Much easier than wrecking brushes and very controllable. And I'm now going to mask out just broader areas of sky where bright sky is shining through the leafy canopy. And that's it. That's our masking done. Creating the random pattern of leaves and textures that we want. Now I've more or less finished the riverbank on this side. We go back to the trees. We've done a dark green. Now we're going to do the really intense shadow between the leaves. Same process all the way through. You gradually realise what you can do with this method.
While all that dries, I could put in the foreground, basing it on yellow ochre to make it sort of opaque. The siennas will then be transparent, they'll go nicely into the distance. Using a sort of number 6 round here, so I get some spiky lines. There's old grasses there growing up against the base of the tree. Bit of grass here, going with the flow like that, down there like so. Then mix in a bit of cobalt blue with it, which will make me the sort of grass, wintry looking grasses, reasonably dark here. In this foreground, just pop a bit in there, a little bit in here, a little bit in that, a little bit in that, a little bit there, a bit down here like that, bit in that. Plenty of white paper left in it, that's the key. The brush handle, it's got a pointed end to etch with. So we'll just get that paint in there and just... that brush handle and that wet paint. And that'll just create me those... oh, looks like grasses and so on. It's actually technically breaking the surface of the paper. The paint's been drawn in. As it's drawn in, it makes a slightly darker mark. Always more natural looking than if it's drawn on there afterwards. And a little bit of dark here in the immediate foreground. This is just mixing a little bit of ultramarine with the original colour. Just to give this odd little bit there of dark in the midst of it. There we go. A bit like that, a bit like that. There we are. And for the little boat, a little ultramarine, I think, just to sort of lock that in. Using the old stick here just to keep the old hand out of the wet paint. A very, very simple little sort of colour scheme, this, just to sort of make that look like a bit of a pond. With these sort of edge bits in it. We've got a little fisherman sitting in here as well, but... reeds. And there we have it. A boat and a lake with some reeds and trees.